Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Happy Monday. Thank you for joining us on this Facebook Live. I'm Kwon, and before we get started, don't forget you can always watch and listen to this live stream through our InForum YouTube channel. If you didn't know that yet, we do have a YouTube channel, which is really exciting, just launched, and then also you can listen to that on your favorite podcast platform, whether that be Spotify, Apple Music, whatever else you listen to. But it's, of course, just a really good way to kickstart your day with everything that you need to know. You can always find these also on inforum.com/podcast, and then just look for the InForum Minute. Okay, so really quick, I wanted to let you know the Roger G. Gress Northside Pool in Fargo, that's going to be closed for the next 2 days, excuse me. Crews are going to be shutting off the water there temporarily for some routine maintenance. Now, if you have a kid and your kid takes swimming lessons there, you should know that those are going to be canceled during the shut-off. So we had our reporter, Jenna Scott, out there live for us this morning, and she told us that session 3 of swimming lessons are now going to be starting this Wednesday, the 27th. And then they're going to be ending on August 9th and the 10th. All the other outdoor pools, public pools in Fargo are staying open. Just the Roger G. Gress Northside Pool will be closed for the next 2 days. And yeah, if you need any more information on that, whether it be for, your kids' swimming lessons, or if you just are curious, you can always visit fargoparks.com. All right, let's talk local. Today, we know that Fargo City Commissioner John Strand is going to be asking his fellow commissioners to consider adding 2 more members to the commission. And he was pointing to growth and diversity in Fargo, saying that the city needs more voices to be heard when it comes to making decisions. So if all of these commissioners, right, are on board with this proposal, his own proposal, that would be enough to put that question on the upcoming November ballot. A ballot question needs to be submitted about 60 days before the general election. And if approved by voters, right, if it gets put on the ballot and then it gets approved by these voters, those new commissioners could be added in a special election or at the next city election, which would be in June of 2024. So, of course, we're going to watch that closely, and we'll let you know what happens out of tonight's city commission meeting. Also, starting today, there's more construction that we want to talk about, and these could be these could really have some impacts on your drive. So northbound and southbound traffic on 34th Street South in Fargo is going to be down to just 1 lane, and that's going to be between 13th Avenue South and 16th Avenue South. It's for some street surface repairs. Street parking is also going to be limited there. So Jenna was on this story for us too, and she was saying that it's just going to be limited. So if you do park on the street near that area, you might want to just grab a spot as quickly as you can. Otherwise, find a different place to park on the street. This lane should be back open by the end of the day on Friday. There's another one that we need to let you know about. Westbound traffic on 1st Avenue South is also closed between 4th Street South and Broadway. So this is like near downtown Fargo now. Crews are going to be putting in some small cranes on the north side of 1st Ave in order to assemble this tower crane, and they need to do that to complete their Bell Tower project. So that one should be back open in about 3 days. So I want to let you know that for Fargo drivers. But then in Grand Forks as well, the intersection of South 34th Street and 2nd Avenue South, if you drive through that intersection, you might run into some possible delays. Not a bad idea to leave your house a few minutes early to save some time, or just take a different way. So crews there are going to be moving a traffic light. So drivers going south on South 34th will be detoured. You're asked to follow those detour signs. Drivers going north, you'll only be able to turn right onto 32nd. Now, if you're going east or west on 32nd, you will be able to drive through that intersection and then only make right-hand turns onto South 34th. Work there should be done by the end of the day tomorrow. Now, I know that was a lot of information, and I completely understand. So you can always check out Grand Forks Herald, even InForum.com, just to get a better look and see for yourself. We also have more construction to talk about in Jamestown. 5th Street Northeast is closed right now between 15th and 16th Avenues Northeast. It's for some utility work. You are asked to take other routes if possible, and work should be done by 5:30 this evening. So a shorter project there in Jamestown, but lots of construction going on in our area. All right, let's talk about Rolla. We know that a historic building in Rolla, it appears to be a total loss. because it caught fire several times throughout the day yesterday into overnight tonight. We got to see some video that was shared to us through Facebook, and we could see flames shooting out of the roof of the Legion building off of 2nd Street Northeast, which is in Rolla. Crews got out there just before 3 yesterday afternoon. They were on scene for a few hours because they thought that, they got those flames knocked out. Well, as it started getting dark, that fire reignited, of course, causing even more damage on top of what started, earlier in that day. We're waiting to hear back right now from both Rolla's and Belcourt's fire departments. They are the departments that responded to this, and we're trying to figure out if anyone was hurt or how much damage was really done, at least when it comes to like a damage estimate. So of course we'll let you know once we hear back from them. We also know firefighters in Emerado, which is about 17 miles west of Grand Forks, they are investigating what caused a mobile home to start on fire. That was in the 400 block of Emory Avenue East, so think about a couple blocks east of Johnny's Bar. This all happened at around 12:45 yesterday morning. Now, when crews got there, the mobile home was already engulfed in flames. They did evacuate some neighbors just as a precaution, but thankfully no one was inside the home and no one was hurt. So good news there. But then with that, we saw something pretty interesting. We're trying to figure out if that fire could have been possibly related to a response from Grand Forks County deputies from earlier that night. We got to see some call logs from the county's sheriff's office, and they show that they were called to that same block where that fire happened 3 hours earlier for a trespassing in progress, which kind of raised our eyebrows a little bit. So of course you can stick with us as we work to get those updates for you. All right, talking more on a national level, we know President Joe Biden's condition is improving as he continues to recover from, his COVID diagnosis. We heard from Biden's doctor saying that he has a main symptom right now, which is just a sore throat, and it's an indication that his body is clearing the virus. He also says Biden's pulse, blood pressure, respiratory rate, and temperature are all normal, but we do also know that Biden right now is being treated with Paxlovid and is going to stay in isolation and work from the White House there in isolation until he tests negative for COVID. We also heard that doctors think that he might be infected with that BA.5 subvariant of Omicron, which the scientists are saying is the most contagious and the most transmissible variant, strain, I should say, that we've seen so far. Okay. Also, we're staying on top of monkeypox infections, right? Health experts right now are investigating 2 more monkeypox cases involving children. So the CDC says one case involves a toddler in California. The other is a baby who was infected, found out that he or she was infected in the U.S., but does not actually live in the U.S. And this is all the results of household transmission. The 2 cases are not related, and it also says that the children are in good condition. They don't have any other medical conditions. They're also being treated right now with an experimental medication. So I wanted to let you know about these monkeypox cases. Also, we got to look at some new data that shows that this new 3-digit suicide prevention lifeline is actually much needed. So the 988 number, which if you didn't know, that is now the new National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And it was a 10-digit number, but it switched just to make it easier to remember. Well, it's now 988 if you need to call for help. And that number got more than 96,000 texts, calls, and chats just in that first week that it launched. And we also found out that the number of people reaching out was up about 45% from the week before they made that switch, and then up 66% from the same time last year. So I thought that was kind of interesting, a good step in the right direction. Okay, Hot Mic is on 9 to 11, WDAY Extra, InForum.com. I don't see anyone in the sports office right now, so I'm not really quite sure what they're talking about, but I'm sure you guys will be very happy with the guests that Dom has on. It might even be Logan hosting today, so I'm not quite sure, but there it is. It is Logan hosting today, so I'm sure she'll have lots to talk about. Make sure you go join her. Her segments are always so fun to watch, so go join her, 9 to 11, WDAY Extra, InForum.com. Okay, InForum Tees, I wanted to let you know about the story that we had on First News this morning, and here's the headline for you. It's Interior Department identifies North Dakota community as using racial slur moves to rename it. So we do know that the U.S. Board on Geographic Names is going to be voting on final replacement names this September for nearly 700 identified geographic places. If you're interested in reading up on that a little bit, you can definitely do that right now on our website, InForum.com. Okay. Really quick before we go, wanted to let you know that right now you can get 6 months of unlimited local news for just $2. This deal runs through tomorrow, and then after that, it's going to move back to that same deal that we've been talking about, where you pay 99 cents a month for your first 3 months. Okay, don't forget, we also have news 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. Lots of updates to come on there, as well as a bunch of news stories that you haven't even heard of yet. And then we'll be back here tomorrow morning from 5 to 7, so I hope you can join us then. Otherwise, maybe bring a little jacket with you today as you start off your morning, because it is a lot chillier out there than what we've been feeling as of late. And then temperatures should be climbing back up throughout the day today. So, yeah. All right, we'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning. Everyone have a great day. Bye.